What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, we're going to be jumping into what is going on inside here with the roll cage. We're going to get it prepped, painted, and stop any sort of rust that builds up. So thanks for joining us. We're back on the Ford. Stay with us. So, as I mentioned, we're going to get stuck into painting the cage, but let's just have a look and see what we got done on this budget race Ford. Luckily this is a used seat. So first job at the new workshop. It's going to be cool. So the goal is need to just get this thing, well, we first clean it out. We've got to clean some of the welds up, put plastic up everywhere, and then primer and paint. So let's do it. If you want to see some more of this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Just click on the subscribe button, hit the bell, and you're good to go. Alright, so as you can see, we've got a, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-point cage, and they've done it really nicely. Obviously they have the cross, remember, at the back, this rear section in between the shock towers. So just remember, whatever you do, you need to check the regulations according to the country you are in terms of what the requirements are for the cage you have. For us in South Africa, this is good. And but yeah, that's just a thing to note. If it's FIA specified, whatever you need to do, you have to design and build your cage according to those regulations. So I asked them to reinforce it in certain places against the chassis. And so that is one of the places. They also spot welded it at the top in a few places to the chassis so that it doesn't move. You can also at the bottom, they've also spot welded here and on the other side, just so that the shell doesn't move around the cage. We've also included these strengthening bars just for any sort of bending in a roll over there. We have the X-pipe for any side impact collision, the rear brace for any for your seat belts and any side impact collision, and then just other braces all around. What we're going to do now, we're just going to get the car cleaned up and then basically get stuck into scuffing the cage, basically just cleaning it up and creating a wrapped surface so that we can put some primer on. But before we do all of that, we're going to just tape everything up so we don't get paint everywhere. So first step, let's clean it out and tape everything up. Just cleaning up some of the loose paint. Okay, so the goal is just to change the surface a bit. So not too much, not too smooth. It must be a bit rough.
A few moments later.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to basically use this plastic and cover up all of the areas that need covering so that we don't have overspray on everything. So I've hopefully got enough of this, and we've got tape. So I think we'll just lay some across here and do as best as we can, as good a job as we can, just to cover everything up. So I think first vacuum a bit again. This is the story of my life. Changing camera angles. But first things first, let's just try and get this taped up a bit. Just tape this wire out the way, yeah. Now the hardest part is going to be inside this window, basically over there, so we have to get some sheeting inside the window just to protect the window. Not too worried about overspray on the panels on the inside, and eventually paint this car, but really we don't want to get it on the window, so let's do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to wipe the whole cage down with like thinners or brake cleaner. I only have brake cleaner, so bit of an expensive way to do it. When you're two people doing this job, it always helps. Extra set of hands always helps. So when you paint, you obviously want to make sure even distribution of paint. So let's go, we're a bit pushed for time here. So this is the primer.
Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before.
Alright, so we've done the first coat of primer, and we're running out of time because we're going to start load shedding here, which means the power's going to go off 10 minutes. We don't have backup power, we only have these battery lights, so we're going to do as much as we can. This is not ideal because there was a fan here, but the fan is no longer here. I'm using my helmet fan, helmet cooler, to try extract the fan out of the car, but it's getting there. It's not looking too bad. It's not a pro job, but it's still not great though. But anyway, it's DIY. So we're going for a silver. Now I'm using engine enamel because it's a bit more robust. We're just going flat out here, trying to beat the time.
Your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's facts.
Alright guys, so I finished all the cans of paint. I think we might have to go over it with a couple more cans, but for the most part it's painted. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take off all the plastic and just see what a bad job we did. And luckily the power's still on, so hopefully, touch wood, it doesn't go off. So we're going to pull off the plastic. Let's see.
Catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back.
Alright, so there's a couple of places we're going to have to touch up, like through the glass here. We'll have to figure out a way to paint there, behind there, because we couldn't get there. So we'll have to figure that out. And just a few other sections, but the biggest areas are there behind the glass. But for the most part, it came out really nice. Base plates are all painted. Everything is kind of just looking good. Alright, so that's going to be a wrap for this episode. And we managed to get everything done. We were a bit pushed for time, but at least we managed to get pretty much all of it painted. There's one mess up that side. We have to fix that, and we just have to paint here behind these passenger windows. But for the most part, it came out pretty good. So just a bit of labor, and yeah, blicky paint, you know, aerosol can paint. So these things you get from, you saw me buy at a local store, Builder's Warehouse, whatever. And again, I used engine enamel just because it's a bit more durable. So yeah, it's pretty easy to do. So again, another step, quickest, easiest way to do it. What did I spend on all of this? Well, all of the consumables, the paint, everything, the tape, came to about 700 Rand. So that is probably 30 US dollars, something like that, 25 US. So yeah, pretty easy, straightforward, and it's a cheaper, nasty way of doing it, but the finish is not too bad. I'm pretty sure you could paint the whole interior like that. It's just going to take a lot of prep work and getting it done. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I don't know what we're going to do in the next episode. We'll probably get stuck into the mechanicals of this car. But anyway, that's going to be this. I'm feeling a bit drunk from all that paint. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Ciao. Bye.